You can see right through your head. Oh wow, that looks pretty trippy. I know when some people say they can see you can see through one ear out through the other, but I didn't think it meant the eyes as well.
Well,
now you can't see. Now you can't see at all, can you?
well, I can barely see the monitor, the TV. It's way over there across the room. And the camera is, I'm just touching it, and it's in front of me on a little tripod that the kid here decided I should be a geek if I'm a geek. I get him to do all this stuff, and he's also he's actually got a wall that's a green screen wall.
Now you got to take a drink again.
I got to log in and see what it looks like.
Don't forget to put it on mute.
Nah. Love you.
How you going, Chris?
Howdy, Chris.
G'day, Chris.
That's a picture of me that my sister sent me, and I was 6 years old at that time.
I was about to ask you. Hey, not everybody can turn the telephone pole.
There you go, Chris.
Oh well, at least you use the right tool anyway, Chris. I'll half forgive you.
But they don't make carbide screws yet.
No. No, I must admit, I've never seen a carbide screw because I don't think you get it sharp enough.
Probably not.
No, I got a friend that made a fortune doing that sort of thing. He used to just get twigs off the side of the road, Chris, and drill a 316 hole down them and put a big insert in them.
Oh, that's cool, Dr. Bob. But your computer, there you go.
Well, that's one of the things that I was working on a while ago.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Bob's got hair.
Yeah. Gee, thanks. That's a big lathe where I used to have it, and that's the hollowing system that I invented. The unique thing is that the hollowing bar is it's long, it's 2 foot, a little over 2 foot, but the end of it comes off, and there is 23 different ends to it. So that whole different cutters. All in all, there's 37 different cutters available that are just off the shelf. So I saved that picture up just so as I could show somebody if they wanted to ever see it.
G'day, Blair. Back again.
Yeah, I got frustrated, so I went to my bedroom. I'm fine.
And cried?
You mean you went to your cry room?
Yeah, well, you know. Sit here and binge eat. I figure I'll just have to get a cable. That'll be fine.
Ah. You can go away. Oh,
So Jay's turning a meat mixer. That's cool. Hi, Chris, by the way.
So, Blair, have you been doing any turning today?
No, just been screwing with that printer. I'm getting frustrated.
and I need to send Monkey
Computers
Girl
have a
over
habit.
there. Sorry.
Computers have a habit of doing that to people. They're worse than women.
No. At least computers come with an instruction book. The only problem is that they're in Chinese or Japanese, though. Kind of like women, try to figure them out.
Yep. I take it that Tammy's not at home at the moment.
Nope. She's working. And I still haven't figured her out either. And she knows it.
Never will.
I've been married for nearly 40 years and I can't figure out my wife sometimes.
Yeah. We just love them, and they love us back.
That's the hope anyway.
Right.
But there are some things you can do that really get you screwed more than anything. And I know I've done it too often.
Besides talk.
Well, how about
And I meant that for all of us. I didn't just mean
Well,
Dr. Bob.
2 days late for a date?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that tends to mess with them a bit.
Yeah. And then you try to make up some sort of story, and all of a sudden, a day later, there's a thing on the TV that talks about a conference and one of the guest speakers, and they show me, and I wasn't supposed to be in Cleveland. It's very hard to keep the stories straight at times when you're young.
Yep.
It was innocent. I just got asked if I could fill in for a speaker that had been in a car accident. And they said, well, we hit Detroit Metro Airport, and our company jet will be there to bring you down.
Did you do that?
What's kind of neat here is that I've got a video projector that I haven't used before. So now you're wall size to me.
Jeez, that'd be bad. Whoa.
That would be fun.
Oh, that's like something, a horror movie. Yeah, we get the point.
Okay, the blue gouge got revenge.
He's turning a set of horns.
I was looking for a live that I seen earlier on YouTube for a deep hollowing tool that's supposed to be on tomorrow. I can't find it.
Well, there's basically three different types. The ones that are handheld, and I don't call them deep hollowing because deep hollowing to me is when you extend beyond the length that you can hold it steadily.
Hmm.
What I have there, I got with that system, I can actually go 19 inches. The bar I have is a 1 inch bar, but I also had designed one that goes through the same system. That's an inch and a half, and with that we can go almost 2 feet into something without a problem. I
I
just
like watching.
I go
There's
to
a
extremes.
there's a Greek bloke on that is similar to Ed Moulthrop. He goes down 6 or 7 feet inside a hollow vessel.
Yeah, the size of the bar that they use to stop that. Well, it could be calculated, and then you figure what type of steel it is. Mine are stainless. That way, I don't have a problem with the acid from the woods deteriorating the bar because some of the wood can be very caustic. I learned that the hard way on the first run that we had made.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that can be very caustic.
How you going, Paul?
G'day, Paul.
Hi there, how you doing?
Well,
Hey, Paul. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon or evening, whichever.
Well,
Good
it's
morning to you.
they're having fun with me tonight
Yeah.
because I decided to play with the green screen and
Oh,
a
yeah.
projector.
Mm-hmm.
What's behind me is a picture of the deep hollowing system that I had. I designed it, and we built up. They had them for sale. Carter Products sells them here, along with the hollow roller system. And
Yeah.
that's the smaller of the bars. That's 2 foot before you get to the coupling, and at the coupling, it adds between 8 and 10 inches. And the coupling holds a predefined cutter that is unique, in the sense that I can take almost anything Sorby makes. I have adapters for to hold because I like the Sorby Turnmaster and all their cutters, and I've made fittings that will hold them all.
Yeah.
And this was strictly a picture of a demo that I did with it for a safety group. That's why the safety shield is here, to prove that we can put it on. So I could use it and have vets use it. Now the bar in this case is ferrous. So we had a person that had a stump.
Hello, who's got a whistle?
Check your
Thanks,
feedback,
Bob.
please, Bob. That's getting really bad. Sorry, just
You don't need to mute yourself, but close down like YouTube or something like that. That way it doesn't echo, or just mute it.
The only thing I got open is the camera now and the mic where I'm at.
Okay, so yeah, we're not hearing the screech anymore.
But what we did was we designed this so as a person could put a magnet on the end of their stump, a special glove that would hold it, and had a magnet in the palm so they could take it, put it on the bar and control it so they could actually do turning. And to prove that it was safe, because people were saying you could catch a wood and tear artificial handout or whatever, or a grip. That's why we put the demo together to anchor everything we had. That's why I've got the system here set up so as the wood won't pop out and holds it all in place, just to make the safety people happy. And now it's an item that disabled vets can get at half price because of that. And Uncle Sam here will pick up the other half. So the company gives it away. I give my stuff away free. When we did it, had the deal going, and the government picked up the rest, which went into my pocket. As a developer, we split it with the manufacturer, but the manufacturer gave me a voucher for free tools.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and they took the money off as a tax write-off donation.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay, just so you know, last night when I was driving home, I did turn on the program. I wasn't watching you guys, I was listening. Who was on the panel last night?
I wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Now, when I came in, it was Sid and Bob and Paul. And then I come on, and Sid had to go back to work. And I think it whittled down to just me and Jay there towards the end.
Who's the guy that was in Alaska?
Oh, yeah, that was John
McGee.
John McGee, yeah.
No, I was out picking up a new toy.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Another 70-year-old lathe. Number 19.
Jeez, Robo.
You're going to run a class. You're going to have a school.
There has been times when I have clubs here that most of them are out.
Was it in decent shape?
Oh, it's in beautiful order, actually. It was working up until 6 months ago, and it's still in its original colours and everything else. It's been very well looked after, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, flat leather belt drive it is.
Oh, wow. That is old.
Yep. With grease cups on the bearings.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very agricultural, but a well-built machine.
See, that's the thing, though, is, you know, the ones that are like 50, 60 years old, even like washing machines and dryers and stuff like that, they're still around.
Yep.
Because they knew how to build them, and, you know, they didn't believe in obsolescence.
Yeah, and people took care of what they bought,
And
and they read instructions.
no electronics.
Right?
Right.
No computer boards.
I got a shopsmith out in my shop, or out in my shed. One of these days, I'll bring it back in the shop and see if I can get it to start working again.
They never die. You
Well,
just
there's
have
a lot
to
of-
take care of them.
Right.
There's a lot of people that still turn on shops.
Right. The first one I had opportunity to get was at an auction, and I kept looking at it. And this was a Mark 7 with all the digital stuff, and I mean it had everything: bandsaw, planer, the whole 9 yards, and even the tickets, the bill of sales, and everything were in there. And the unit itself, just the basic 7, was like $5,000 when the person had it or bought it. And I was going against another veteran, but they got above my limit, and it's like, yep, he's not going to stop, so he can have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's a wise move.
Yeah.
Well, a bill of sale on those, if you have the original one, the warranty is still good under their original agreement when you buy them way back then, is that it was a life covered motor and everything. But you had to be the original purchaser.
Hello, Amy.
Howdy, Amy.
Oh, Amy.
Hey, Amy, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Just dump your Coke in the popcorn. Eat it that way.
Oh no, that'd be yuck.
Salty drink and buttery.
Hey,
What do you
hey,
think?
why not?
Make hot buttered rum. Now that's different.
Now, it looks like Paul is chewing on something.
Yeah, have an early breakfast, eh, Paul? It's rather interesting, some of those all-in-one machines. Like the Shopsmith was the American version,
Yeah.
and England, and Paul will correct me if I'm wrong. I think Coronet had a similar thing, didn't they, Paul?
Did, yeah, the old Coronet Major, yeah.
That's it, yeah. And Australia had the Easy Cut.
Yeah, you can see.
And the Torch Work Center, too, for Australia.
Sorry,
The Torch Work Center.
Triton.
Yeah, Triton, but the torch where you can take your circular saw and put it on the carriage, on the gantry, and you can run it as a rip saw or a cross cut, and drills and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, the Triton never went to a lathe or anything like that. Both the Shopsmith and the Coronet were based on it, and the Easy Cut were basically based on a small lathe system, and used the drive off that for band saws, circular saws, grinders, in one case a jigsaw.
Yeah, they even got a scroll saw that you can put on the Shopsmith.
Yeah.
Come on in, Amy. The water's nice and warm.
How did I get stuck as the focus?
What's that behind your head, Bob? Oh, he runned away.
Behind my head? Where?
Get off. You have to get off your couch so we can see it. No, don't. I'm only messing with you.
Well, that's one lathe that I have, the little mini one, and there is the one that. Well, that's a Reeves Drive one like you have, but you don't have the
not
Reeves.
Yeah. Hello,
That's it.
Effie.
Hello, Effie.
Hey, Effie.
That was a family urn that I was turning. We wanted something big enough to hold 3-4 people worth of ashes. Originally, it was husband and wife, and I made it big enough so they could put that and a little more.
Okay. Cool.
But that's my hideout.
No, Blair, he's at the beach.
Yep. Need to get you a green screen, Paul, to cover your bookcase. And you can be anywhere.
I could set one up, but I just haven't bothered. In fact, I have actually got a green screen somewhere.
That wishful thinking is that was wishful thinking, is it, Blair? On a beach in Hawaii somewhere.
You mute.
So I started a new job. I'm into it 3 weeks. My boss is going to Hawaii next week, and he keeps rubbing it in my face. So I've got a little Hawaii on the brain.
You need to tweak the balance on it so you're not like the god of the water coming out.
I'm a ghost in Hawaii. Yeah, I'd like to make myself a green screen too. That'd be kind of cool.
All you need is a solid color, either green or blue, are the two colors that work well.
Just hang a green tarp up behind you.
Yeah. Like I've got a green screen here that a friend of mine gave me.
Yeah.
So I can disappear behind it. I got it, but the wall behind me is blue.
Yeah.
So I just tweaked it to the blue wall.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, Blair. Total blackout now.
Sorry, I figured you guys didn't want to see me pick my teeth, so it's a little rude.
Just do like me and lean down to where you're nobody can see your teeth.
Hide behind your name. So what did you make today, Paul?
Not a lot. No, I went and collected some wood. Somebody contacted me yesterday. They had some wood they were trying to get rid of, so I went and filled my car up with some wood. Some nice pieces of mahogany, actually, about 18 inches wide, 5 inches thick.
Oh,
So that should be useful for something.
that sounds horrible.
Oh, it's terrible, yeah.
Oh,
And there was only 5 also of those. About
G'day,
2
g'day,
foot
Dark.
by, yeah, 2 foot by 18 inches, something like that.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah.
G'day, Dark. You sexy manhood, you. And Blair Bailey asked a question. What's your new job?
excuse me. I'm still doing the same thing. I work in the apartment business. When people move in, they move out. I make their apartments beautiful. When they break stuff, I fix it. It's actually decent work. It's steady. There's lots of job security. The only dangerous part is you never know what apartment you go into if they have COVID or, and it does get a little interesting because people live differently and some people are cleaner than others, and yeah. But I'm a woodworker. I like to work with my hands. I like to use my brain, and I sat behind the desk for quite a while, and I got tired of it. Howdy, Darky.
Yeah.
Now what? I don't know what.
So, Paul, are you aware of the YouTube challenge for this month?
No, what's that then?
So, I don't remember who keeps doing it, and I think it kind of rotates on who suggests it. But it is, if you do hashtag YTCCC 2021, they did it last month, and then they did it in the month of January, and somebody suggests, okay, do a flower. That was last month, and that's what Dark did. This month is do something with water. And so, I've seen people that have been doing some things. I've seen people that
Oh,
are
who's
doing
shuffling?
big
Who's shuffling papers?
So, I don't know. It's a good challenge. I think it'll be interesting. Darky's backstage, Jay.
So what was that hashtag?
So it's hashtag YT
Right.
CCC 2021.
YTCCC.
How you going, Doc?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
All the better for seeing you, Doc.
I'm glad you brought me up. I got a gouge I want Jay to try. Let me find it. Here we go.
What that?
I think he could get some real good detail with that.
I think that's all some people claiming will use. A pointed nail.
Oh, this is actually a V gouge. It's one of those mini carving tools for really super fine carving for getting them little itty bitty spots you wouldn't normally be able to get to.
You're the expert.
No, I'm not.
There you go, Dark.
Yeah,
Show it off now.
I got something like that too. Not as many.
I got that for Christmas, and I haven't even used it yet.
Oh, you're a lucky dog.
I'm not a carver. I don't know even how to use it, so I'm going to try to figure it out.
My advice right off the bat is get a glove.
Been in that thing for 6 months.
Say that again.
So
Dark?
my advice to you right off the bat is to get a glove.
Oh. You mean so I don't do that?
Yeah, I did that on the roses. It's healed up now, kind of, but I cut myself really good.
Hello,
Really
Crazy
deep.
Shepherd.
G'day, Crazy Shepherd.
Howdy, Crazy Shepherd.
Hi.
And Amy wants to know, Blair, whether that's the makeup kit that you've got.
Well, I need something to bring out my eyes a little bit more, and take away the bags.
Now is that kit like this one, or is it the teeny tiny little buggers?
I think it's those. Hold on just a quick second. Let me pull one of these out of here.
Yeah, them are nice. You're gonna enjoy them.
Yeah, it'll be fun to mess around. I've always wanted to, do faces and stuff like that.
You're gonna like them because them are actually the ones I got like this. These like this one right here, like the ones you got, are my favorite ones. I actually paid a whopping $1 for these, so they're my favorite ones too, boy. I tell you, and I got 4 of these. All right, a V gouge, a regular gouge, a chisel, and a skew. Skew is worthless. So you know. But I paid $20 for these, and I paid $1 for this set, and that's let's see, I got if I can find it. I bought them for $1, but I bought like 10 of them, so it cost me $10.
Geez, I don't know, Jay. We just get rid of the bloody scroll sawers, and then all the carvers come in.
Where'd you get those, Darky?
Well, I got it at a store called Dollar or More, but they went out of the guy that owned it retired and sold the store. A month later, his foster kid killed him in his driveway.
Wow.
Yeah, shot him dead.
One of the ladies from Australia.
Just a terrible thing to happen. He was a really nice guy too.
Shoot.
Yep.
What, Blair?
Well, Dark, I dug up something to show you. This was done in 74, 75. And it's something I've kept in the bottom of a trunk that I have. And it was part of what the VA was trying to do to calm people down with post-traumatic stress when you got angry. And they had a clinic where they had us all do something with our hands while we would sit and talk to other people. But we had to be able to carry on a conversation, but still be able to concentrate on it. And this is what I had made.
I can't
Get
see
it
it,
over.
Bob.
Good day, Eva.
Oh,
nice.
that's really nice, Bob.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I've ever done.
Hello, Eva.
Did a good job
Did I
on
keep
it, man.
Oh, yeah, I keep it in the bottom of a trunk along with some other old tools I've got. And it's just on a piece of wood.
That's really cool.
Hey,
I don't have
beautiful job.
tools. These were all supplied. But this was part of the program to help PTSD people. And so I started about 3 times. Finally got to the point where I knew I had to finish it to do something. So got another piece of wood.
Bailey
And all
says
they
it looks
did was
just like
cut
Bob.
them down the back.
Bailey says it looks just like you, Bob.
Yeah. Well, we were supposed to draw pictures of how we felt and how old and stuff, and that way we got rid of our anger and stuff. But I've kept the beard because under here is a scar that, I don't know, it's everyone that has seen it tells me to forget about it, but I made the big mistake of turning the wrong way into a VC at the time that had a knife, and I turned into it instead of away from it. So I've got this scar, and they didn't have anything to sew it up with. It was just taped together.
Yeah. Hi, Kat. It's a long time no see, honey. Where you been?
Hi, Eva.
Yeah, I haven't at all been on seeing her in quite a while.
Right. I think it's been more than a week, I think.
Yeah.
Paul's been a bad boy. It kind of looks like his wife clocked him with a cast iron. What happened there, Paul?
No, it's just a birthmark.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it sounds
Hey.
better if you were in a big brawl and you won.
That's probably a better story, isn't it?
As
Maybe
a
I should
teenager,
make one up.
it's good for growing.
Eva said that she's been sulking.
Yeah.
Well, knock that crap off, Eva. I've been kind of sulking too, Jay. Don't even talk to me no more.
He's busy.
Yeah. He's being creative.
It looks like he's doing a good job at something.
Oh,
I'm not sure what you call that. If that's a bowl or...
Yeah. Wing bowl or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what he tried to start turning it last night.
Who was talking about the YTCCC thing?
Me.
Are you getting in on that, Blair?
Oh, yeah. I've got to do my live on Saturday, but I'm going to finish the bowl that I started last week. And then the next week, I'll do my project.
I'm working on mine too, and I'm about, I don't know, maybe almost halfway done with it. So
cool.
But I'm trying to take my time with it and get all the detail in it. It's in its ugly stage right now, but it's almost, I got it almost all carved out, and then I'll go in and sand it all up and file it up and whatnot. Get all the detail in it I want in it, or that I can get into it, because when you're working small like this, it's hard to get all the detail you want. It'd be a lot better if I could get Kat to do it for me.
Well, it'd be a nice trip for you.
Yeah. I tell you what, whoever
Arctic Circle again.
Was
Have
it
you ever
Jordan?
been to the Arctic Circle before?
No, I ain't been anywhere but Kentucky, and I've been to Chicago, and I've been to a few states on a bus going to Kentucky. But yeah, I haven't been to many places. So,
Dark Cat sent you a question.
oh, I was going to have you put all the detail in this project I'm working on, hon. It'll only take you a week or so.
But it's due tomorrow, right?
Yeah, due tomorrow.
Abrasive.
Sounds like some students I had when I was teaching.
Yeah.
Do you have other hobbies, Paul?
Pardon?
Do you have other hobbies other than collecting money than wood turning?
I wouldn't say collecting money is a hobby. I'm probably not very good at that.
No, sorry.
But yeah, I do some photography.
Fast.
Yeah, photography. I've always been into photography at varying degrees, I suppose. I've got a SLR camera and I've got a drone as well that I use for aerial photography here and there. And I suppose one of my other hobbies is fishing. I don't get to do it very often, but I've got a little boat that I take out and go out in the sea in that and do a bit of sea fishing.
Sounds fun to me. I'll go.
Yeah, although with all these lockdowns, it hasn't been anywhere for a while. I looked at it the other day; it's looking a bit green. It needs a good clean off and getting prepped for me to take it out when we can move again.
Maybe we all ought to converge there, and you can take us out boating and try out your shop and see what English turners are like. We see them online, and they seem friendly, but
most of them are, yeah.
That's until they get you to the pub.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What kind of drone do you have?
It's a DJI Phantom 4. I think I bought it about 4 years ago.
See, I would love to get my hands on a Mavic Pro.
Yeah,
I hear a lot
there's
of
a few
people-
new models than that since then.
I hear a lot of people complain about them as far as where they can fly them and whatnot.
Yeah.
There was another one. What was it called? I want to call it a parrot, but it ain't a parrot.
Mm.
But it's a cheaper class drone than a Phantom,
Mm.
but it doesn't have the restrictions.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the Phantoms have got the geofencing software, so it knows where you're not supposed to fly it, and it won't let you.
Oh,
Right. Right. It's no fly zone.
It keeps you,
Yeah.
it keeps it safe for you, so they don't confiscate it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I went somewhere once and it came up with a warning, but that was just a warning, and it allowed you to override that one. I mean, I knew where I was and I knew what the warning was about, so I thought, yeah, it's okay here. But if you're within, I think, about 5 k's of an airport, it won't fly. And if you're coming in from outside that area, the closer you get, the lower the drone will fly, and eventually it'll land before you get within the exclusion zone. So yeah, it's got that built in, and it works out from its GPS position and from the database of the restricted areas where you can and can't fly it. So yeah.
Yeah, well, at least they haven't scrambled F-18s to blow it out of the sky.
Yeah. But I went out to Ireland with it a couple of years back. Me and my wife went for we spent about a week touring. We went to this one place, and there's a lake, and in the middle of the lake is a little island. And I was going to fly my drone there, and I got it out, and it wouldn't fly. And I thought there's something strange going. It said it was a no-fly zone for some reason. And anyway, I looked on the map later, and this little island, it said something about a prison. I mean, there was nothing on the island. It was literally 50 yards across, and there's just trees on it, and no buildings on it whatsoever. But it was called something prison, and I think because it was called a prison, someone had misinterpreted that on the map and decided that's somewhere I couldn't fly. So it was an exclusion zone on the flight map because it prevents you flying over prisons.
Oh, well.
Oh, okay.
I must admit, it's revolutionised a lot of things, the drones. Like, we've got a big gas and oil pipeline that runs 1 kilometre from our place that brings the oil up from Gas Strait to, it's a distance of nearly 400 kilometres it runs. And they used to run, there were 3 shifts that used to run up and down, like drive up and down and checking for leaks and with ultrasound equipment and all of that.
Yeah.
Now it's all done with drones.
Yeah.
That I reckon. Well, the Alaska pipeline, I know they use nothing but drones over the top of that one.
Yeah, they use for all sorts of things like that, aerial surveys and search and rescue and many these days, aren't they? Yeah.
I reckon the best use probably the military use them for is artillery spotting, because they don't have to send some silly bugger up in a plane to find out where the shells are landing.
Yeah. Well, the fire departments have them here, and so the police departments have them in the trunk of their cars. And it's a training course that the officers all have to go through. And the fire department, especially when they've got a 2 or 3 story building, and now they use them for homes if there isn't trees around it, so they can look at the roof and view where the fire could be coming from and around back and whatever.
Yeah.
That's common practice.
Good night, Sarge.
Good night, Sarge.
Yeah.
Good night, y'all.
Night, Sarge.
All right.
Kisses.
Yeah.
You got to do some scrolling next.
I've got a load of videos that I've yet to edit from the drone. There's 1 or 2 quite interesting ones, but I've got to edit them and put them online.
Dang you.
Oh, you don't like the noise. Come on, don't you like that?
Quit being abrasive.
No, I think they could, like, the technology in them now, I reckon they're very handy for various things, drones.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
It's really, really nice when you're trying to look in a window and you can't quite reach it.
Oh, God.
That, only you would think of that, Dark.
Not only
I
that.
know. I know a friend of mine's in the advertising industry, and it's made taking aerial shots and things so much easier for them rather than having to hire choppers and set up cameras in them and everything.
Yeah.
No, Cat, no.
Well, in the motion picture industry, they're custom made that have the ultra high def recording cameras that sell for about $4,000 to $5,000 a piece, and they have built a drone around it, and the battery pack and the memory pack for the filming, because it's so much easier and cheaper than helicopters. Just one good film shoot would pay for them, and of course, there's only one company that they trust making them.
Yeah.
DJI, and it's a camera that sprouts wings.
Yeah.
And that's how they show it off at the trade shows.
Wish my mother-in-law would sprout wings.
What's tomorrow's topic, Paul? I forgot. Do you know offhand?
Chemical treatments for wood.
Oh, okay.
So I've been preparing a few samples for that one. So I had a piece of oak that I cut up, and I've got different bits of it with different treatments on it, so we can do a side-by-side comparison on them.
It's actually very hard demonstrating on cameras.
Yeah.
Because people can't walk up, you can't hand them out and say, "Oh yeah, have a look at this," and you've got to get all the camera angles and everything right.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yep.
Robbo Evil's blaming you to start smoking again.
Sorry about that, Cat. Just ignore me. I've given up giving up.
It just shows how rich you are. You can afford to smoke that much.
Yeah, expensive hobby these days, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Yeah.
I think it's prejudice.
It's probably cheaper if you roll them yourself, right?
Oh, it is definitely for me anyway.
I do. I think it's prejudice against the smoker.
No, you have the right to commit suicide any way you want to.
Yeah, good night, Eva.
Good night, Cat.
Yep, we'll catch you later.
And Jay says good night too.
Cheers,
Good
Cat.
seeing you. It was good to see Cat. I was worried about her.
Now, while I got you online there, Amy, you know we're having a barbecue on the 14th to welcome Jay and Amber across there.
You going to have the barbecue online?
Oh, I don't know yet. Might be a bad thing.
Depends on how much beer's involved.
Well, not much from my side anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, good night, Chris. Oh, and by the way, that photo looks, that pen looks really nice, dare I say it.
Night, Bailey.
See you later, Chris. See you, Eva. Before.
Everyone's off and going. Well,
Yeah, I might do a sporadic live while I'm over at Robbo's house because I'll have my own Wi-Fi. One of those portable things.
If you ask him nice, Jay, maybe he'll let you use his carbide tools.
So are you telling me I need to take my pen making stuff?
oh no, you're getting it.
Hey, I just healed up from the last live stream.
No, probably be a pretty dry event at our place.
Yeah.
No one drinks here. Well, I do. I drink occasionally, but for as much as I drink, it ain't considered drinking.
I brought my alcohol for Robbo's house, so I'm set.
Bring your coffee.
Yeah, and that too.
My drinking ability is considered long-term sipping.
I think it'd be nice to have a party at Robo's house, and we could all join online.
Yeah, you can. Just don't tell him, all right?
Geez, I'd have to clean out the workshop.
Or have it outside. It's daytime, so you got plenty of normal light.
I'll have it on my phone, so we won't tell him. We'll just sneak it in.
Is it just me, or does it bother you guys when you watch videos on YouTube and you see this guy and he's got this immaculate shop that looks like you can eat off the floor, and he's trying to tell you how to do woodworking? I can't take him seriously because
Yeah. You mean like that?
yeah.
I kind of figured you were talking about that, Dark. That's why I put it up.
No, it's a dustbin there.
Well, I'm not. I believe in keeping the floor clean. I have big shop vac that I clean up and vacuum. But I found it's easier to pay the teenagers here to clean the shop, and it gives them something to do.
There you go.
Mine is cleaned. Well, it used to be cleaned every week. I employed a cleaner to actually clean it, and but with COVID and everything over the last couple of years, it's got a bit slack. But at least once a month, my workshop is cleaned right out.
Oh, don't lie. You only do it annually.
No, I don't. I'd never be able to move in it. I get to a stage. I get to a stage where I get frustrated because I can't find anything, or I'm falling over things, and that's bad.
I was exactly talking about Bob's picture there, but I was being serious about some of these people you see on YouTube, and they got these immaculate shops.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it don't look like they've ever seen any dirt at all, and they're trying to teach you something, and I'm thinking, how can I take this guy serious? He ain't got no dirt in his shop.
And they probably have really nice dust collection systems of.
Must be something.
Well, you can't. Unfortunately, there's no dust collecting system that can collect 40 feet of dust. So, but once every 12 months at Christmas time, yes, we strip the whole workshop out and we actually hose all the dust and everything out of it. Up on the rafters, through the roof, take all the lights out, clean them down, everything.
See, that might be me this Saturday. It's supposed to be in the 60s here. So if I can leave my garage door open, I may just go to town.
Swinging 60s, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, mine's open almost all the time. It has to be because someone ripped it off the garage.
Oh,
I've been contemplating a hillbilly dust collector. Get me a furnace filter and and a box fan and some zip ties.
Yep, it works. The problem is you've got to change the filters.
Oh yeah, I'll do that once or twice a year, maybe.
Then they're useless. Why waste the electricity?
If
Well,
it's pulling air through, it's filtering.
No, the stuff that's going to hurt you it's already caught and clogged. It won't help you with shavings. What I have in my shop, way up at the top here, is a big dust collector overhead. And as you can tell, it's directly over the lathe. So if I'm sanding or that, it picks it up in the air. And back where behind me, but be on this side, is a 2 horsepower dust collector, 2-stage. Harbor Freight Special, except I've tweaked it. And I've got a 220. I rewired the motor for 220. And it's more efficient. And I've also got the 2 horsepower on there instead of the 1 horse they come with. And I also have a big Sears Shop Vac, the biggest they made. They don't make them anymore that big. But I've got it, and I've got a filter on it. And before both of them, I have the vortex units. So it spins the dust out and drops all shavings and heavy stuff either in a 5-gallon pail or a 55-gallon trash pail.
no,
So
my
when
biggest,
I clean up, I just empty it all.
my biggest dust extractor is a 3-foot diameter big extractor fan at the end of the workshop. It just blows it outside.
I've got one in the roof that does that in the summer just to take the heat out.
I seen somebody he bought an attachment that you put on a 55-gallon drum. Well, some kind of a drum. You know, he used a 55-gallon plastic drum, but it was for a vortex system.
Yeah,
I can't remember
Cyclone.
the name of it. Yeah.
Cyclone.
They're $99. They're well worth it. They come on sale often for $99. They're normally $120.
This was only about that big.
Right, they're $50. That's what I have one that size for my Sears, and it sits on a Home Depot plastic, drum you can buy there, that big ones. I have it drilled and it goes on there in my shop vac, big old Sears one. It goes through there.
Good morning,
And
Yeah, I wanted to
I
ask you guys.
that weekly.
G'day, Yappy.
Hi, Yappy. I wanted to ask you guys about your cameras, man. Like when you're filming, I've been contemplating. I contemplate a new camera. I got a little phone I use for carving and stuff right now, but it'll only record for about 30 minutes, and then it shuts off. It's full, and there ain't no place for storage in it. So
How you going, Yappy?
I'm contemplating a new camera of some sort, but I wanted to talk to you guys on what you thought about it and what you thought would be the best setup for a camera.
Can you turn the resolution down on what it records at?
No, because I haven't bought it yet.
Well, don't be like that.
No, on your camera, do you have the ability of picking the resolution
Oh,
on your phone?
on my phone, probably, yeah.
You don't need 1080. You're not brought, it's just taking up a lot of space. Or the other thing is you record for some of it and then you download it onto a memory bank of some type.
Well, I was thinking about doing it with a webcam, getting a webcam to do it. They got these nice ones out there with HD and all that. Now, for the most part, what I've seen is the HD is crap.
Well, that's what I'm on is what I'm using right now is a webcam, and it's like a $50 one.
I've
You
got
just
I've got a HD one as well, and that's what you're looking through, and that's Microsoft Life 3000. That one's called.
yeah, but Dark's not talking about transmitting to the web. He's talking about recording. Can you fit a bigger SD card in it, Dark?
Actually, I've been thinking about doing live streams. Um, in this phone, no, it has room for two uh not SD cards, but where where it allows you put them in there and it allows you more storage space for like contacts and photos and stuff, but not for film, not for video.
That's surprising. What camera?
It's let's see here. Oh, I don't break it again. It's LE.
Oh, it's a phone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've been using to film with. But like I said, I've been contemplating getting something new, and I'm not sure what I want to get. I do have a camcorder, but I'm not sure how to hook it to my computer.
Well, that's all I use. Dark is I run two camcorders and another similar to a GoPro, but it's not a GoPro, and I just download the SD card onto the computer after I finish filming when I'm doing videos. You can get a little jigger like this. Wait on, it's here on my desk somewhere. Here it is. That you just fit the SD cards into.
Yeah, mine's like that too. It's actually got I think a 64 gig memory card in it. But I don't like the batteries. The batteries suck ass. For real, they suck.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing worse than when you're trying to do a video and you get about halfway through it and you gotta recharge batteries.
Yeah, see you later, Amy. And Yarpy's got in there. If you can record with your camera through OBS straight onto your hard drive, then you might cut out the memory problem.
Yeah, I definitely would be able to. I got a half a terabyte in one of those things that it's a external motherboard or external memory card.
External hard drive.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. I'm computer illiterate, guys. So.
Oh, so am I. I'm a Tyrannosaurus Rex as far as computers are concerned.
Yeah, and I'm the Tyrannosaurus Rex's dad.
So, Dark, if you want my opinion, since you've already got the computer, you've got the storage, go to Walmart, go to Target, something like that. Just buy you a little webcam. You know, they're like $40, $50. And you can record directly to your computer. You can do the VGA if you want. That's not really high resolution. If you want to do the higher resolution HD, you can. Most people don't. Like Bob and I. This one here is I got at Walmart. And
I was looking at one.
$40.
I was looking at one on Amazon. And then I went to YouTube, and I you know how it goes. You look up what you want, and then you go to YouTube and you look at the reviews. Mm-hmm. So I checked out a review on it, and it was supposed to do 4K. Now, 4K, the guy said 4K works, but it lags in 4K.
Yeah.
And he put it in the resolution below that, which was above 1080p at 12 something. And It was just tobacco. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you just don't need that if you're gonna do the videos that we make. I
I
mean,
just want things to look nice, man. Because I tell you what, you get the audio. I ain't got no problem with audio. I got enough stuff to make everything sound great. It's the video sucks, man. Like it's like when
Oh,
I first started, almost. You know what I mean? I can't get
so
that crispness that like Paul has and Robo has and Bob has. I can't get that. Even Jay's video in the low light that he has looks better than the crap I've been putting out.
Well, mine's only a $35 on, from Amazon, $40 on sale.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna have to go with a webcam, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm using just a cheapish webcam.
Yeah.
This
you know,
My
you're
only
so
problem is
720 pixel
dragging.
one.
I'll have to drag my computer out there every time I go out to do anything.
Yeah.
That'll suck.
and so you thought your audio's pretty good, so it must be just the voice, is it, Dark?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean I got microphone. I got a Rode external mic for my phone,
Yeah.
and I got a Blue Yeti or a Yeti Blue or whatever they call them.
Yeah, I've got one of those here as well.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, they're good microphones, yeah.
That's what I'm using right now is the Yeti.
Hmm.
If
Me
it
too.
sounds bad, it's Robo's fault.
It's always my fault.
Yeah, I used to have Sennheisers, but there was a point about 10, 15 years ago that I had to sell a bunch of my motion picture stuff. And over the years, because I realized it was getting outdated, I wanted to get it dumped before the market went down. Every year, something else new came out.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
yeah.
got
You're saying you get apps on your phones and use phones as a webcam on your PC. I have iPhones, so I use iVcam to play through OBS on my PC.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
Interesting.
just reading that. Yeah, I heard about that. Other people say they use their phone for a webcam, but I guess I'm going to have to look that up.
Well, I know the newer Samsungs and especially the newer iPhones, the cameras that are in those phones are just insane.
Oh, this phone actually don't have a very bad resolution on it. You know, it takes some pretty good video. It's just it has no room for storage. You know, there's no place to put a memory card. It's got the place for the other cards. I forget what they call them.
Your
SIM.
SIM card.
Yeah, I can have two SIM
All
cards.
you have is one. All you have is one SIM card. The other slot should be for memory.
No, this
No,
one-
not
You can
necessarily.
only use one provider at a time, and that is your provider security connection.
this
If you
one has a
put
spot for two.
provider, you put another SIM card in.
But what I was wondering is if maybe they don't have a memory card that's the size of a SIM card that would work.
Yes,
in
they
it.
do. They sure do.
I'm gonna have to
I
go
have
and
seen a
check it out.
phone that can take your regular phone SIM card and then two memory cards. I've seen it.
Yeah, what I was meaning is where the SIM card goes if I couldn't replace the SIM cards with memory cards.
No,
It's rather sad that telephones take fantastic photos but can't make a bloody phone call, isn't it?
It's fine with me. I don't call nobody anyway.
yeah, you can only have one SIM card.
No,
Anybody I
my
want to talk
wife's
to is on YouTube.
Bob, my wife's phone has two SIM cards. She used to use one. She used to use one for when she was in Australia, and another one for overseas roaming. That was the reason behind it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. They call that an international phone.
Yeah, the
All
Samsung,
brands seem to have international phones.
the new Samsung's an international version.
But I used to have two SIM cards in my phone, one for my personal calls and one for my work calls, and
Uh,
you could select
Personal.
which
Yeah.
SIM you used to dial
Yeah.
out. So which network you connected to, and it would work both of them simultaneously.
Let's just straighten this out, right? All right. What Paul's saying is he had one card for his YouTube channel and one for his Pornhub channel.
Where did Jay
You're not,
go?
you're not supposed to say that, Doc.
Oh,
Not everyone is like you.
I've never been there in my whole life.
You
That's something I
probably
never, I never got into that. I never completely understood how other people did. I don't want to watch that on TV. I want it in my bedroom. You know what I mean?
If you're like us, you probably married.
all industry.
And if you like the rest of us, Dark, you probably married the wrong woman for it.
Oh no, I have married the perfect woman.
I know, I've got it. Sorry.
Perfect woman. She's my beloved.
How's she going, by the way?
Oh, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. She went to the hospital. She was in the hospital for a few days.
Yeah. And they were things wrong.
Before that, she was sick for 21 years, Robo.
Yep.
Could not figure out send her to the University of Michigan. That's pretty much our best hospital here in Michigan, I guess. And everything else trying to figure out, ruled out cancer, ruled out everything. They even took bone marrow to test her. Could not find nothing wrong with her. It turned out to be, they figured it out. She's doing a lot better. Better than she's done in the last 21 years. They figured it out. Something. Can't remember the name of it now. But it's a rare thing. They can only find it on a CAT scan, and they can't always find it on a CAT scan. Hold on, let me ask her. I'll find out what it is. It's something. Ticolitis.
Oh, diverticulitis?
Diverticulitis. Yep. And she had like abscesses on her colon, and one burst, and that's how they found it.
That's dangerous. That can kill you.
Oh yeah, she was in the hospital for a week, almost a week, and she came home with some antibiotics that would peel the paint right off a wall. Telling you what, but she's doing better. She's doing 100% better.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Feeling better than she has in years. Of course, she says that she's getting used to feeling normal because she forgot what it's like.
So when are you moving out?
Hopefully, I'm not. I don't need you no more. Get the hell out of here, boy.
And Yarpy wants to know what time you're going to bed, Dark. I don't know whether that's a proposition or not.
Oh my. Yappy, you sexy devil.
Hello, Louie.
Hey, Louie. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Louie.
He's up late, too. I think it's about 11 o'clock for him.
How you going, Louie?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jay. He's hanging out in the background.
Yeah. He's probably doing bad things with his abrasive paste.
Learned too much from Dark, sorry. Had to think about that one, Doc. Come on.
No. I had to think of how to comment to it.
Louis, we need to get you on StreamYard, buddy. We need you in these chats.
Well, I can find a solution.
Oh, he's laying in bed. Oh, okay.
To my challenge. What's my Hold on, wait a minute. Yappy, what's my challenge? I didn't know I had one out there. It scares me.
Yeah, the rose one.
No, the cameras, I'd say.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that properly or not. But
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, I wouldn't drink that.
Oh, come on, drink it.
come on, Robbo. I thought you were game when it come to polishes and stuff.
Louis, I would ask you how you knew that, but I'm afraid you'll answer.
Hey, Jay, did you ever
Yeah.
finish that vase that has the resin in the crack?
No. To put it very simply, I need better tools.
Oh, okay. No, I
Look,
completely understand.
when you go to Robles, I'm sure there's a wall full of them. Bring you a little tool bag.
Oh, look, there's a couple of suitcases. I can just grab them and just take them straight to my car.
Yeah.
Wooden suitcases that he's made up to put his tools in. They're all ready to go.
I'm sure he won't mind.
So I'll put a little bit more metho in there to get the colour going a bit.
Perfect. Cool.
Something different.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how it goes on the timber.
Yeah,
Here in the States, meth means a whole different thing.
yeah, I bet it does.
Oh, check out Dr. Bob sporting a new bedroom or a new living room. I mean,
Him and his
You needed
swanky.
a-
Someone stole his lathe. Hey, look behind you, quick! Someone's at the door.
All right,
Yeah,
Yappy,
sure.
have a good day, night, whatever time it is for you. Thanks for popping in.
See you later, Yappy.
not Yappy.
Cheers.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Yep, take care.
See you, Yappy.
Stay sexy. Oh my.
Stay sexy.
That's it, Doc. You're gone. That's
He's
it.
gonna set
That's
that
it.
room
You know,
on
you
fire.
know how it goes. All right, so I'm just gonna use this to try and paint it on there. I honestly don't really care how it comes out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll sand it off. Better put this down though. Can't have it running in the motor now.
Hello. Now Bob's gone all patriotic
Not
on
that,
us.
Paul.
Oh, wow.
Vic, you better run out before they pull it down.
A friend of mine got that picture quite a few years ago on an assignment, and it's a big parade, a flag that they carry in parades, you know.
Yep.
For the Christmas parade for Macy's here.
Nice.
And he caught that picture and sent me a copy of it, and I thought that was great.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be the guy in charge of keeping that from touching the ground.
No. You don't want to have to burn a flag that costs that much. But the only way you can fold it is to get it on the ground. You've seen it in the Macy's parade, big Christmas parade out in New York City.
You know, the flags touching the ground don't bother me as much as some idiots that burn them.
Depends
You know,
how
I'm not talking like a military burn. with the idiots that take them out and burn them and step on them and whatnot.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Them
that.
kind of people I just like to curb stomp.
But the only official way of getting rid of a flag is to burn it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they do a ceremony though.
Yes.
You know, it's like a funeral.
Well, the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, you can take your flag to them because I know every post, that's something they do every year. It's a regular ceremony that's done, and there might be 10 or 12 flags, and people have donated or upgraded and whatever, and they burn them, make a real ceremony out of it. And so does the Canadian. I forget what the equivalent is for our veterans of foreign wars, but the Canadians, they have a post here in Detroit too, because there's a lot of Canadians that live in the Detroit area. We also have one for the British veterans of foreign wars. I forget what they call their unit, but we have one of them here too. Because we've got a bunch of expats. And all of them service organizations get together for all the programs and parades anyway.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, my wife is home, and so I am going to spend some time with her. You guys have a good evening.
Tell her I miss her.
Hey.
Thanks for coming in, Blair.
It'll just confuse her. Bye, Blair.
Hey, Dark.
A Kodak moment.
See you later, Blair.
Stay sexy.
Yeah.
You stay sexy too, baby. Oh, bye. I can see it now. He'd be like, Dark says he misses you. She'll be like, what?
Is it fair to say that everyone in here would know what a Kodak moment is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to stay warm, I suppose, Bob.
Yeah, that I used to do a bunch of photography too, and that's the young man here. Well, he's now a 14-year-old, but that was a picture of him when he started wanting to play a musical instrument. So I had a nightclub scene that I shot and put him in the background. I used to have a dark room and do all my own color work, but it just got so outdated. It's cheaper to send it off to a lab than it is to do it yourself. And now it's all digital, so I had to. It really hurts when you got a Hasselblad camera and you can't afford a digital back for it, a bunch of lenses. You can't buy film for it except made in Russia.
Jay, you should use long, even strokes, buddy. You'll get more of a even coat.
I think that's the wood. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah, you could be. Yeah.
It's awful thin stuff. So trying to keep that pigment in place long enough for it to soak in the wood's got to be a pain.
Yeah.
I'll just layer it.
The big thing I find when I do something like that with a dye is that I realize that around end grain it soaks in quicker than side grain, and if you've got a knot or something like that, you've got to treat them differently.
We used to do a lot of timber staining at one time for furniture work and that, and on end grain we would give it a very, very dilute mixture and then treat the end grain first. We used to stain a lot of pine, which a lot of people have trouble staining, and found the answer with pine is to absolutely flood it. Just almost pour it on. Give it I time things by a cigarette or a cup of tea, go away and have a cup of tea, and then come back and wipe off all the excess.
Yeah.
I think that's because you gotta get through that resin. Well, I don't know, not all pines, but most pines have like a resin to them, the sap. Some are just infused with resin. You wouldn't be able to stain it for nothing.
And the most interesting staining job we ever had was, we'd done this sideboard for this woman. Beautiful thing it was. It was 12 feet long, had drawers had 6 drawers down the front and cabinet doors and everything on it. And we tried for ages to get the right coloured stain that she wanted on it. She didn't want it too dark, didn't want it too light, and we use a lot of what's called Tasmanian oak out here, which isn't an oak, but it's just got named that. And she came in one day and she said, that's it, that's the colour I want. And what we'd done is coated a cabinet in Danish oil, and we're rubbing that back, just had about 5 or 6 coats on it. So what we did was stain it with Danish oil and then put lacquer over the top of it, and she was absolutely thrilled about it. The Danish oak, the Danish oil, just darken it up enough, and it makes a fantastic undercoat when it's dry.
That's something I ain't used yet, is Danish oil.
That's proper Danish oil, like Watco or Rustland's, not any of the other brands. The other brands are just thinned down polyurethane, I think.
Yeah. Watco is one of the finishes that I learned to really fall in love with. Heavens, it was 6th grade in school, 5th grade, 6th grade shop, back when they were doing it that young. Watco gave all the students a can as part of if you finished a project, and so you could have it and have your name on it in the shop, or take it home and do something during the summer, and had a contest that make something. And I made a go-kart, myself and my brother and father, and we used Watco finish on it and sanded it and really made it look nice. And so I got a little plaque from Watco for it.
No, that's something that's been kind of phased out, and that was the Soapbox Derbies.
Yes.
Them were a big thing in like this, from the 50s on through to the 80s. And you hardly even hear about it anymore. It might be somewhere else, but you don't hear about it so much here anymore.
Well, it was basically Cub Scouts that did it. It was targeted around the Cub Scout program and some of the early Boy Scouts. And well, when you get into the Boy Scout age, they're more interested in girls.
Oh, yeah.
So it made a big change. And then we had the problem where parents were not taking care of their kids. They had to work. They were two family, employment, 2 people, husband and wife, and we got latchkey kids. And
I tell you what,
a big problem we still have here in the Detroit area a go-kart hill that was built just for that by Chrysler.
Yeah, we had one in Grand Rapids that was perfect for that, and that was the one right there off from I believe it's Bridge Street, but it turns into it's same street, but it turns into Michigan.
Yes.
And it was called Michigan Hill. That's where Bartworth Hospital, Spectrum Hospital is now. It used to be Bartworth, I think it still is, but they call it Bartworth Spectrum or something like that. But man, a huge hill, man. They'd close off all the side streets there. I tell you what, them little cars, man, they just get zooming down that hill.
I was one of them. I'm trying to think of the year. 57 56, 55, somewhere in there, 55 or 56, won a local, and then there was semifinals for the state, and they were out, and I remember my dad driving forever with a trailer he had to rent to carry the go-kart.
Man, I don't think it's just. I never got in on it. I mean, I remember it happening one year, but I wasn't in on it. I watched it, but they didn't do it much after that.
Yeah, we used to have raft races as well down one of the local rivers, and unfortunately insurances and everything stopped a lot of that too.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about, Paul? About go-kart racing?
Yeah.
Billy cart racing.
Mm-hmm.
Soapbox Derby.
Yep, Soapbox Derbies. They started actually during the World War II. That's when they really picked up here for competition for the kids.
I heard that's where Hitler got the idea for the VW Bug. My bad, I'll be good.
People's wagon, a Volkswagen. You do anything like that as a kid, Paul?
Yeah, we used to make go-karts, things like that, yeah.
We used to have what was called ball races, where you got a big ball race off the rear axle of a car or something, and instead of the wheels, we used these ball races. They were fast. They were faster than billy carts. Geez, they were quick, and they used to slide on bitumen like nothing on earth.
Yeah.
And the noise was fantastic.
Yeah.
Particularly going down a footpath, sidewalk for you Americans, and as you went across the gaps, you know, clack, 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 and the faster you went, the closer they get to the clacks word. We used to hook about 4 or 5 up together and go for it.
What had my mother scared ever loving, and we were told never to do it, was that we'd had roller skates. And these were ones that adjusted to your shoe, because as your shoe grew in size, you could extend it and widen it.
And metal wheels.
I remember those, yeah.
Yeah, metal wheels, and then we'd hitch a ride grab a bumper of a truck and go down the street behind it. Side streets, none of the major streets, just a side street where people lived. 15 miles an hour was the speed limit. But we
with a metal key.
Go down it.
No, I'm afraid that I was never any good on roller skates or ice skates. My ankles were too supple from ballroom dancing, and they just weren't strong enough to keep them. So I used to go and used to break my nose on the ice skates.
I can't picture you ballroom dancing.
I had a ball. I mean, I had to play hockey. My father played hockey in Canada growing up, and then he knew most of the people who were players on the Detroit team, and also the 2 teams out of Canada. So it was hockey night. We'd watch on TV, and then we'd go to the ice rink in the winter. That's when we had ice in the winter. And we could have outdoor rinks, and they would stay for 3-4 months. You don't have that here anymore.
Sorry, what was that, Dark? You don't believe that I did ballroom dancing?
No, I just can't. I can't picture you doing it.
No, believe it or not, I hold a gold medal for it, and I used to teach it.
Oh, nice. So you could do the foxtrot and all that, huh?
Yep, foxtrot, Charmaine, Prides of Erin, Evening 3 Steps, Gypsy Taps, Dorothea's.
I've seen. I most I can do is like a box step, but I give you a lot of credit for that, man. Them ballroom dancings ain't no joke.
No, Very popular in the 20s and 30s. I know my grandmother used to talk about it all the time, and my mother did ballroom dancing. She had to learn that when she was in high school.
Now, my mother used to like to do polka.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Square dance. I
You
still
gotta
like
have some energy. You gotta have energy to do that. I got no energy for that kind of dancing.
No, unfortunately, with my balance problem these days, I can't do any of it anymore.
no.
That's too
Well, you could
bad.
do a waltz.
No, no. Waltz is going round in circles. Worst thing that can happen to me.
Oh,
So, but past life.
That's too bad.
you'd be glad you're not Irish and you'd have to learn to do a jig.
Oh, we used to do that too sometimes, and Scottish, like the Scottish jigs, and we had to teach at one time the boot scooting. That became all arranged for a while. The worst thing ever inflicted by the Americans on the population.
Hey, don't blame that on all of us. That
I think it's all
booty thing
right.
was irritating and just a pain in the butt. And it was
Sorry, I
everywhere.
can't. What was that, Dark? I can't hear you. You're talking to the floor.
I said that boot scoot boogie thing was a pain in the ass.
No, it was a pain in the feet.
Boogie woogie, that was a great dance. Capability to get out on the floor. That was where the dance steps didn't count.
Did to a certain extent, but
Well, if
I,
you're
u-
exhibition.
and I used to like square dancing too occasionally.
Yeah. How about you, Paul?
No, I was never into dancing.
As a kid?
No, not even as a kid. Not my thing. Never was.
No, it used to be for us as kids, at least for me, it was a social gathering, and
Yeah.
you met the girls. We had dances in our schools from middle school and high school. Always had dances on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But that was in the 60s where they invented a new dance almost for every song that was out there.
Well, like the dances and stuff like that have died off.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
social media has died off, and it's all because of the internet. Before the internet, there was all these social meetings and whatnot because people wanted to meet people. Now they
Yep.
can do it at home online, so it killed a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I was reading an interesting article a little while ago, actually this morning, about somebody asked the difference between what it was like growing up as a teenager in the 60s and 70s prior to the internet. And the answers were really good. Like, yes, the only people we knew were our friends. We didn't know anything else about anybody else. If you wanted to see somebody, you actually went and saw them. You didn't stay at home and just send them an email or whatever. And there were a lot of interesting, and I just thought, yeah, was like that too. You only knew about your own neighbourhood, never anybody else's.
Yeah.
And if there was gossip going around, you knew who the person was being gossiped about.
Yeah.
Or you went over there and kicked her.
Easter?
Yeah. Kicked him right in the patootie.
But in Australia, I would think there are times when your neighbor could be kilometers away.
Out in the outback, out of the outer suburbs, yes, that was the case. But most of our blocks were quarter-acre blocks, and you had neighbours on each side. We were lucky. We grew up out in the scrub to a certain extent. Our nearest neighbour was about 300 or 400 yards away, but there was only five houses in our whole area we were just serviced by a dirt road, and people built their own houses and this and that. And the strange part was we could actually live on the block while the house was being built, so which they've stopped now.
How about you,
So-
Paul?
What's that?
When you were grown as a kid, what was it like?
Yeah, I don't think it's pretty much as Robbo said. You sort of really associated with the people in your locality, didn't you?
Yeah,
We didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
no, well that's it.
But now the world has grown
Yeah,
in one way, and it has shrunk electronically.
Mm.
As a kid, being an avid follower of Buck Rogers, and knew someday that the technologies that Buck Rogers had to come true in some way or another. The video watch, I got one, not a problem. And it keeps track of me and my pulse and oxygen level and all. And
Yeah.
I wear it. It's got contacts underneath. And it automatically goes to my cell phone. And then daily it updates to the doctor.
Yeah.
And it's totally automatic. And I have a video if I want on it. So that's Buck Rogers. It's actually come true.
Yep.
I can remember my uncle. We got a TRS 80,
Yep.
and my uncle said, "That's the most worthless damn thing. Them things will never take off." Boy, was he wrong.
I helped design that thing for Tandy.
That was the biggest mistake, I think, wasn't it? That either Rank Xerox or the head of IBM said about desktop computers they'd never take off.
Yep.
And Kodak as well with digital cameras, they'll never fire.
Yeah.
And they put up Kodak out of business almost.
Yep.
Now the only thing Kodak has is it licensed its name.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Well, see you
I'll-
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you next time.
I have
Well,
to get going shortly too.
Bye, Paul.
Thanks for coming in, Paul.
Yeah, cheers. See you again. Have fun.
Stay
Thank
See you
you.
later, Paul.
See ya.
Looking good, Jay.
Yeah, so I'll have to take it off the chuck so you can see the sparkle in it.
You make it all pretty, sparkly pink.
Is that for your wife?
If she wants it, yeah.
Hey, you should name that unicorn puke.
All right then, Doc, I will. Just for you, all right?
Thank you, darling. Yeah, this is pretty purple.
This is clear going over it now. That's got a mica color through it.
It kind of blends them together and brings out the color of the wood too.
I got a paint, like it's the acrylic paint. It's in I can't remember what it's called. It's called snow blizzard or something like that. It's ice or something. It goes on white, but it dries clear, and it's got all kinds of little glittering, like colored glitter
Yes.
in it. It's nice for putting over the top of other paint.
It's hard to see the glitter in this, the shimmer to it.
Yeah, it just looks like snot.
Yeah, it's got purple and greens in it.
How come when I said snot, Robo got all excited?
You did.
He
Heard
did.
that.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to excite me, Dark.
I know. You're a
Every
manly
time, every time you come into the chat, Doc.
man. Well, it's hard not to get excited when I arrive.
Oh, yeah, I can't contain my excitement when Dark comes in. Makes me want to do handstands down the workshop, it does.
All right, get a room with.
Every time I come in, he dances beside his lady with a broom like Fred Astaire.
No, you still can't see it.
Well,
Shit,
show it. Show it.
You can see it
You
glisten.
can see it, kind of. Yeah.
kind of.
It's obviously we're not seeing it like you are.
Yeah, you know.
It does have a really good shine to it, though.
Yeah.
The glisten of the glitter.
Yeah, even that, even
It doesn't overpower it. It's just there.
right. Kind of like my bills every month. They don't overpower me, but they're always there.
Yeah.
They're always there, and they seem to come back all the time. Don't you hate Bill?
Yeah, no matter how many times you pay them, they always come back.
It looks like an artifact. That might be a good title for it.
It looks like an artifact. Is that the title?
No, just artifact.
I know what you mean. All right, I'm going to knock it on the head.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right then, Jay.
Thanks, everyone, for coming in.
Thanks for having
Bye,
us.
Doc.
Bye, Robo. Bye, Dr. Bob.
See you, Bob.
Tomorrow.
Have a great night / day, whatever it is.
Oh, we're on the same time zone. Just the other end of the state.
Yep. And good night, tree people. Good
Yep.
afternoon.